Rockstars, welcome into the channel and continuing with this month's theme of the best items to sell on eBay and Poshmark and on the internet for profits. It's going to be men's clothing brands today, and not just run-of-the-mill Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, Reebok. Anyone can do that. We're going to do brands you may not have heard of, you're not familiar of, and are higher dollar. So stick around for these. We're going to jump into them in just a second. And in the rest of the month, we'll do women's brands and shoes and all kinds of different categories. So it's going to be awesome the whole rest of the month. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and like it so that you don't miss these future bolos. With that said, men's brands of clothing that sell for high dollar, fast resell, sell-through rates, and are brands that you might not have heard of before. Let's go do it. I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, ProEcommerce Lister, your one-stop shop for listing services. Simply take photos of your inventory, upload them into our system in our mobile app or website, and we do the rest. Titles, descriptions, conditions, item specifics, return times, handling times, and shipping policies. You simply price your item and make them live on the platform. Contact ProEcommerce Lister below at www.proecommercelister.com or email us at proecommercelister@gmail.com for full instructions and pricing. And thank ProEcommerce Lister for being a sponsor of the Rockstarflipper YouTube channel.
All right, so we're over on my eBay screen, of course, and I'm just going to go brand by brand, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how to even search these and click sold. So if there's new people here, you'll know how to follow along. And the first one we're going to cover is Peter Marar, and Peter Marar polos are what do really, really good. So we search for Peter Marar, and you can come down here and do men's polos, sweaters, shorts, pants, but all of his stuff is pretty well sought after. So we have 100,000 listings, and you could check the sell-through rates on these as well. I tend to go to solds first, and we can see that there's almost 40,000 sold. So pretty good sell-through rate, 40,000 out of 140,000. Why is it not 40,000 over 100,000? Well, in order to be sold, these 40,000 had to be listed. So the total listed amount is the 100,000 that's still up and the 40,000 that's sold. 40 or 39,000 is the actual number. 39,000 out of 139,000 actually sold. That's how we do sell-through rate. That's the proper way to do it. I like to do used because most of us are going to find used. So we can see that 27,000 of them, about 2/3 of them are actually used goods. So he also has sneakers as well, which I've never bought and sold, but you can scroll down here and see if we just separate this into, let's just say, men's polos, which is one of his most popular. You can see almost 9,400 give or take polos, used polos. That's a really good number. You can see, for example, this is $25, $27, 37 with a best offer, about $30 best offer. That is the going rate on Peter Marar polos. They are generally in that 25-30 range and up. Some of them, like if they have a Masters polo thing, $64. You can see some of the better combinations of colors and sizes will go for that $30+ all day long. Occasionally you'll find ones down in the 20, 21, 22, but mostly they're going to be at least 25 to 30. You see lots of them above that with designs, 27, 31, 25, 56. This one has a special print on it, so that's why it'll be worth more money. So that's Peter Marar, number one. Second is Bion. Now, Bion makes ties, Bion makes suits, but Bion makes shirts, right? If we search shirts, 1,100 shirts. Now, this is about men's brands, so you can look for the men's Bion ties and Bion suit jackets as well. If we go back one page, you can see that, we got to go back a couple pages. You can see, they're in polo. That's why it's not finding it. You always got to go back to the original eBay thing. Otherwise, it's going to keep going with where you were at. So now we search. Now we're good. So we have 9,100 results in Bion. If we click shirts, we have 1,900 Bion shirts. But you can keep this, like I said, you can come down here and hit solds and keep an eye on all the other stuff. Things like some of these sport coats are going to fetch over $100. The ties will even fetch $40. Here's another one of that cashmere blazer coat that sent 420 of their way. Here's a Bion dress long sleeve button-up shirt, $66. You can see Bion, their suit jackets, a lot of money. You can see their ties fetch good. So anything you see with that Bion name on it, and I'll zoom up on one so you can see it. Anything, 45. Here's a tie that went for 75 with the best offer. Suit jacket, 239, 500, 600. Everything Bion, really good. And I see it pretty often. All right, next, number 3, we're going to go to Hugo Boss. Hugo Boss, really popular brand, 71,000 listings. First thing I do is go to solds. Now, again, if you're looking up shirts, jeans, shorts, whatever it is, you can do that directly. I always go to pre-owned, 12,662 units. And we can see things like Hugo Boss shirts, or basic t-shirt here went for 20 with the best offer. But you can see, things like this polo right here was 65 with the best offer. Here was a $27 polo. Here's a 27. Lots and lots of things, that just sell. $30-$40 is a great target. So that's what you really want to be at. $32, $25, $32. These jeans, I don't know why, but $18. Here's ones that went for a UK price, but still $55. Here's some tracksuit pants. Hugo Boss, it just does really well over here. This is something else that I recommend you do. And this is why we're seeing so many of this stuff. Click on US only. If you're a US seller, of course, you'll get a better idea. Here's like a long sleeve shirt, $37. You can scroll down. Here's a nice suede jacket, $60. Hugo Boss pullover. This was $77, best offer. Here's a $54 zip up hoodie. Here's a nice dress shirt. It was up for $26, give or take. Here's another one. And so you just keep scrolling down, find what you're looking for, and you'll see Hugo Boss. Number 3, Harley Davidson. I think everybody knows Harley Davidson. Let's go back to the main page. Again, I'm showing you how to search properly. This is how we do it, whether you're on the app or the website. Harley Davidson, and then you're going to come up with the motorcycle. So you're going to want to go ahead and click clothing, shoes, and accessories. That's going to give us 220,000 results. We're going to click solds, 43,000. Also good for women's, but we're looking at men's right now. So we're going to choose men's, 29,000 results for men's. Harley Davidson jackets, always killer to get those. Always killer to get things like Harley Davidson vintage shirts. If you can get 80s and 90s, those are great. Even the newer shirts, 20s, 30s, 40s all day long. Some of these vintage shirts over 100. Always, always, always be looking for Harley. Here's a vest that went for 60. Here's a shirt that was a 2000s, not even an 80s or 90s, still fetched $40. It has the woman on it, so it's a great shirt. Here's a plaid. I don't see a lot of the button downs, but it still went for 38. Here we have a $22, $23 shirt. Here we have even kind of a modern 2002 one, went for $21, $22. Here we have one with Looney Tunes on it that was 35, best offer. So you guys can see Harley Davidson stuff, constant sellers. The jackets are always over in the hundreds, if not 200s. Even some hats do well. I mean, it's only a $12 hat, but it's still not bad. Here's a Florida one. Pretty cool. Look, that little hog, little mermaid going on there. Some Indians went for 29 with the best offer. That's all in 24 plus 5. So you can kind of get an idea. Vintage stuff, really good. Jackets, really good. Some of these long sleeve, brighter graphics, always the things to look for. And that is our Harley Davidson category brand for this. So that's number 4. Number 5, Patagonia. Now, Patagonia sell used only. I don't recommend selling it brand new. This or the North Face, they come after you. There's a reason. They give warranties, guarantees. They don't like you selling their stuff brand new. So we just go to men's clothing, and they have shoes and accessories as well. But we go to men's clothing, and like I said, only used on this. There's 41,000 sold used units. And you can see these prices, 40s, 50s, 120s, 75s, 50s, 60s, 80s. I mean, all up in those high prices. You want to scroll through and see a lot of 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 100s. Jackets, fleeces, long pullovers, sweaters, shirts, long sleeve shirts, whatever it is, they are high priced. Even look, this is a basic Patagonia t-shirt, $20, right? Pre-owned. So this is a brand that you definitely want to keep an eye out for. Here's a flannel, Patagonia flannel, $53 and change. I mean, there you go. I mean, here's another one, $26.99, 20, whatever it is. Just a regular shirt with Patagonia on it. So you guys get an idea of Patagonia. It sells, and it sells well. Now, just like I recommended before, number 6 is the North Face. And the North Face sells a lot of jackets, coats. I'm going to do the same thing I just did for Patagonia. You only want to sell it used, and don't sell it brand new. They'll come after you, at least in all my experience. Lots of 40s, lots of 50s and high 20s and 30s. These vests do well. Hoodies will typically do well, $34. $50 with the best offer for a jacket. Not quite as good as Patagonia, I find. North Face doesn't do that well, but it does good. It just doesn't do as well as Patagonia. You'll see a lot of 20s, 21s. Pair of shorts for $18, not bad. Another vest, $88, $89, best offer. Here's a nice Eco jacket. It's a 2XL, sold for $72. And you can see the jackets, the puffers, the vest. Here's a $19 zip-up hoodie, not too bad. Here's a $39 full zip jacket. Here's a $61 green camo jacket. So you can see right where these are. This is a pretty cool mountain puffer jacket, sold for $360. I mean, wow. So Patagonia going to do better, but North Face still a solid brand at number 6. We'll go to number 7. Robert Graham, known for their shirts. I think everybody knows that I am known for their shirts, and we'll go pre-owned on them. This should be about 9 or 10,000. Yeah, 9,100. I'm always browsing these. General plaid, normal striped checkered shirts. Robert Graham, 30 to 40 bucks. You can see it. $35, 44 with the best offer. 22, kind of the striped lowest end right there. I mean, here's a 23, here's a 34 with a little bit of design. The polos don't do as well, but when you start getting into these flip cups like this, $200, right? Here's a flip cuff, $73. Here's another one that was 42 with the best offer. Let's see what else we can find. Here's $194. You get ones with big graphics. Here's a striped one, Paisley, still fetched 51. Here's one that was 25, 45. You can expect the minimum you're going to get on these is 20, 25 bucks. You should typically always be getting more than $30 to $40 on the majority of their button-down shirts. They're 42. The polos don't do us so well. I don't recommend them. They're usually $15, $20 shirts, but highly recommend, knowing that you could pick up any Robert Graham for $5 and flip a profit on it is pretty good. Here's a $56 one. Here's a $51 one. Here's a $45 one. Here's a $46 one. Here's, a $41 one. Here's a $37 one. So solid 40s, 50s, 60s all the way around the board. Robert Graham at number 7. Number 8's a brand that I am just newly familiar with, but a friend of mine, Colleen, sells a lot of it. It's Brunello Cucinelli, I believe is how you say it, and they are high-end fashion designing craziness. Not going to see a lot of it, but you guys can see $300. If we go to all categories here, we should be able to get some more results. Yep, 2,300. 314. You guys can see some of these results are all over the hundreds. Every one of them. It's a high-end designer. They sell shoes. They sell cashmere sweaters. $395 pre-owned. That's pretty crazy. 400 for a cashmere sweater. 415 pre-owned. Anything with this name, Cucinelli, is definitely something to authenticate and resell it if you can, because it is big, big dollars. That's number 8. Number 9 is going to be one that people would not expect. And so this is Affliction shirts. People don't realize just how much these sell. So there's 3,100 of these. There's 4,300 of them in the used sold section all day long. 35, 40, 25, 25. Plain, right? Plain $13. But look, 35, 30 and change, 29 all in, 35, 45, 55, 40. All over the place. Big graphics. Affliction shirts are absolutely great shirts. Here's another 26. Here's a 55, 56 with best offer. Here's a 26. Here's a 35. They're just great. You can pick them up and you would never expect, I seen somebody buy like 10 of these at a garage sale for $2 a piece. They were $20. They went home, listed them all for like $29.99 a piece, and they all sold like quickly. And you're talking about hundreds of dollars for shirts they paid $20 for. So Affliction, not one you would rather think about normally, but yeah, they absolutely sell. Number 10, we're going to dig into the archives. Tommy Bahama shirts, absolutely fantastic shirts to sell. They still sell really well. There's 20,000 of them sold. Now, they're not going to fetch what they used to fetch, the plain ones. 14s, 15s. You need to find ones with designs, florals. You can see this one was up for 25, like 21 plus 489. You can see this one was up for 42 because it has a girl and a fish. You want to look for florals. Look, 28 plus 6. This was $34. Here's $31. Here's $24. Here's $35. It's a little bit different, but $24. You want ones that have good graphics, good, these striped crap. Nobody wants to wear this, right? This is kind of grandpa-y. 16, 17 bucks. That's why. Move down to the floral, 25 bucks. Again, $26 because it has the Chiefs on it. Move down some more, plain. You got 26 and they still got that. Here's where your 41 comes in because it's Hawaiian tropical. So now you know what to look for with these Tommy Bahamas. You know, you got a girl in the back with a margarita or martini glass, $35. You've got this Palm Springs Canyon Drive one, $39 with a best offer. So you can see $22, $23, $22, $28. So this one actually went for, looks like $20. 30, yeah, right around $30 for this one. All of these shirts with designs will do well with Tommy Bahama. That's number 10. So let's move on to numbers 11 through 20. Okay, we're going to pop into number 11, which is a bathing ape. Now, people call this Bape or whatever, however you want to say it. The official name is A Bathing Ape. You can go to Solds. This is highly faked. Make sure you have real stuff. Make sure you do go to pre-owned. If you're selling pre-owned, make sure you do go to the US because you will catch a lot of international stuff on here. This is high dollar stuff. Polo shirts, $80. The jacket coats do really well, $200, $287, $240 for a hoodie. I mean, a basic shirt, almost $40. $300 for the hoodie, $107 for this hoodie, kind of old school with the looking lettering on it. $65 for a shirt, $100 for a hoodie. People love this because of the wacky designs and the big graphics. The big looking shark hoodies, they do really well, over $300 usually, $275, $350. Looks like it was probably the same one and then it dropped to $275, so probably the case on that one. Here's another one, the old school one, $80. They listed it for $200, but they got $80 as a bid. Here's one that got $80 as a hoodie, so you can get an idea what these are worth. Bathing Ape, not a brand I've sold a lot. I've had a few, but if you find them, they are money, but make sure you authenticate them for sure. That's number 11. Number 12, one that I know a lot of people haven't ever heard of, but I've sold a few of their Hawaiian shirts. This is called Paradise Found. This is a more vintage brand. You'll find a lot of these as older vintage Hawaiian shirts, but again, going along the lines of what we just talked about with the Tommy Bahamas, big bold graphics. They're all $30, $40, $50 shirts. You can see why people love them. They're bright, they're sunshiny. Here's one with like a 4X parrot purple looking thing going on. That was up in 33. Here's one with the designs on it, floral and stuff, short sleeve, 61. Kind of has westerny look to it. Here's another one with chili peppers, went for 43 best offer. You guys can see why people love these. They're big, they're bright. Here's the alcohol glasses, martini shakers, $39. This number 12 is Paradise Found. Now we'll stay in that same genre here and we'll go with, whoops, make sure we go back to our main page, even though we would have probably been okay with right there. Rain Spooner. I am so bad at this. And we're looking for shirts. So Rain Spooner, another Hawaiian floral type shirt. A lot of vintage ones. I've sold plenty of these over the time. A lot of $30 and $40 and $50 shirts. Basically what we're looking for here, everyone, is things that are going to be worth, $25, $30 and up. You don't want to sell $10 and $15 items unless you have to. Bread and butter, quick ones, vintage, quantity ones, variations, things like that. But if you can target that 25 and up, you're in great shape. And so you'll see a ton of what I'm looking at is 50, 38, 50, 21, 37, 28. Looking for things that have the majority of their sales over at least 20, if not 25 and more. And then a lot of them up around 50, 60, 70s, where we have an opportunity to maintain that $30 to $40 average sale price. All right, we're going to move on to number 14, which is Carhartt. Carhartt makes a ton of stuff. I've sold a boatload of their items, especially their men's cargo pants, their men's shirts, their men's button-downs, t-shirts, all going to see, look, $60, $84, $80, $21. So we see a lot of stuff, $65. We're looking, basic t-shirts, yeah, you're only going to get $13, $15. But if you can see their jeans being in the 40s, pants being, up around $30, again, $18 basic t-shirt, avoid it. But cargo pants near $50, jeans in the $30s to $40. Puffer pocket things around 40, $32, $33. Jackets always high. Jeans again in the $47 range. You definitely want to look for their pants. They're going to be 40s and 50s. Their basic t-shirts, try to avoid. Sometimes their thermals, their knits, their sweaters can be in the 30s. Their jackets can definitely go $90s, $100. Another set of jeans, set of overalls, right? These were up for 47 all in. Here's another jacket, 61 plus 11, so it went for $72. Another pair of pants, 46, 47 actually. A puffer vest here, $60. So get an idea of what to look for in these brands as you scroll down it. So that's our number 14. Number 15, everyone's going to love it. But Ed Hardy shirts. Don't give me crap. These sell, and I love them. This is not going to be ones that you guys would think, but if you can get the rhinestone gemstones, look, here's a great example. This is the women's Ed Hardy set of 4, was up for $76. Let's say they took 60, right? They got 15 a piece for these shirts and a lot. Here's a nice rhinestone skull. It went for $30. Here's one that was up for 44, 42. You want that vintage Y2K, $21 women's basic shirt, right? You want the ones that have the rhinestones or the big graphics, and you can sell them for a lot of money. Not to mention, there are plenty of these hanging around at yard sales, garage sales that people don't know the value. Here's a nice snake eagle print one, $24. I bought 19 of these, exactly 19 of these from a guy's thing. There were a couple messed up ones I still got a few bucks for, but I paid like, I want to say $30 for all of them, which was like I don't even know, less than $2 a piece. I paid like $1.50 something, $1.60, and I was selling plenty. Like I sold a lot of 4 of those for like $75. I made my money back and then some on the lot. I sold one for $25. I sold one for $29. I sold like probably 5 of them for like 15 a piece. I think I sold my most expensive one was like $34.99. So you can make money on these, and I find them less than $2 all the time. Okay, we'll keep moving past Ed Hardy, which was number 15. We'll move on to number 16, which is well, let's get back to my search here. Salvatore Ferragamo. And we can type in men's because Ferragamo men's, because we're looking for men's items. And we go to sold. So they are big on shoes. Ferragamo is a big shoe. Guys' shoes, boots, dress shoes. And I put this in there because Ferragamo sells other items as well in the clothing and accessory section. They sell, if we go to men's, they sell ties, which sell very well. Obviously, they sell shoes and wallets, ties again, right? But if we come up here, we can go to men's clothing, and they sell jackets, leather jackets, some shirts. They sell some expensive jeans and polos. Everything they produce is expensive. You guys see the resale prices on all of these. This is a brand, whether it's a tie or a jacket or a shirt, you always want to pick up Salvatore Ferragamo if at all possible. I'm going to move on to number 17. This is an old school brand. It's Lacoste. Lacoste makes polos and shirts and jackets, and they even make underwear and t-shirts and things like that. But we're going to go ahead and go to solds, and we're going to go to pre-owned. Now, this brand has definitely dropped off, but it's still a consistent seller. I'm going to choose the United States because I hate seeing overseas stuff when I'm in the U.S. And you can see some of the polos, some of the sweaters, some of the stuff worth that $40, $50. An original looking, ultra dry polo shirt, $56. We have a basic polo, $33. We have another one, $24.50. We have another one, $38. We have another one that was up for $45. Some reason they took a $5.50 plus 7. They got like 13. Again, some of these, they're just selling too cheap, but then you see some that go for the 23s. It's $30 for this. 36, right? $36. And they took a best offer, so maybe it was $30. But you still see Lacoste as a solid selling brand, and usually I see them everywhere. We've sold so much Lacoste in the past, it's ridiculous. Number 18 is going to be Canali, and you can search Canali men's. And in fact, we want to go back to the main page and do it again. Canali men's. Canali makes ties. They make suit jackets, blazers, and clothing for men's. And you will see, if we come down here and choose pre-owned, $38 trousers. We see a $142 wool suit. We see a $51 jacket with the, does this have the pants? 1 button, 2-piece wool suit. Yep, looks like that. And they got a reed, so it's probably not even full value. Canali jeans, $86, $30 shirt, $250 2-piece. Canali's suits and ties and jackets are what they are really known for, and you can see why. Their dress shirts do well also, and their ties probably in the $40 to $50 range for most of them that I would sell. Number 19, I'm going to try to shorten the video up here just at the end here. It's Armani. Armani Exchange does okay, but Armani men's clothing We'll choose pre-owned. And we'll come down. And you guys can see Armani shirts, Armani pants, and Armani suit jackets are what you're looking for. Get that $30, $40, $50 for whatever it is you're selling. Find those expensive ones. Get $50, $60, $70, $100 for some of them. Armani, tried and true, long-term brand. You know, Armani suit, $5,000 Armani suit. Always, always something you want to keep an eye out for. And I'm going to finish this up with Filson. CC Filson is a men's outdoor hunting, camping, ground type clothing brand, and it's one people don't know a lot about. And I have sold a lot of Filson. I used to find it all the time. Believe it or not, here in Florida, we have a lot of outdoor and hunting and stuff. So their jackets, gold, $200. Their like pants can be expensive. They have hats, they have backpacks, they have flannels that go for $50. Here's another one, a wool hunting jacket, $420. A Filson bucket hat, $67. I mean, you look at their stuff, it is just not cheap stuff. It is, you know, here's a $52 logger hat. Here's a $238 jacket. Here is a, you know, it's brand new, but a flannel shirt, $100 and almost, you know, $104.50. Belts, anything you find with Filson. Look at these prices. You're not seeing anything down in those 50 or less. You're seeing stuff very rarely, a $30 shirt. You see stuff in the hundreds and the 50s and the 300s. Anything Filson that you find could be a huge score for you. Never ever. Look at this shirt, $386 that shirt sold for. So CC Filson, number 20 on the list, one of the best brands you will ever see, selling high priced, and there's 7,400 in solds under Filson men's clothing. So that's a good sign as well. And that will wrap up our 20 brands of men's clothing, men's brands, shoes, ties, suit coats, shirts, you name it. Save this video, bookmark it, write it down, whatever you have to do. This is 20 brands that men's clothing has that you can make big profits on, and they have good sell-through rates. So keep that in mind as always. And before you go, make sure you hit that like button. I mean, it really helps the algorithm a lot, and it would help me, and I really, really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel. You won't miss future videos, including the rest of this month's best bolos all month long. And as always, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time.